man with a pick that Dan Barillo got wrong and will rant about later on.
I love
it's
the draft
day. We are going to call Peter Montemurno, who is out at the draft in Detroit. Peter has been fantastic every time we came on. I was surprised that he was actually a friend of Dan's.
He says it's a madhouse in Detroit right now.
I'm sure
we
it
can ruin
is.
that real quick if he needs to.
His car's already been broken into 3 times, but he's hanging in there.
No,
I made that up.
Jesus,
Detroit, Billy.
Yes, I know. I'm wondering, like, what's the entertainment like? What's the energy like? This has turned into a crazy event, an unbelievable crazy event. Peter Montemurno.
We gotta find out if
I don't know if
he across 8 Mile.
he may not. He may not. Ah, Peter.
Hey, it's Peter. Please leave a message.
No, well, he may not be able to hear us, or his phone's dead. He may not be able to hear the phone ringing. Is that possible?
It could be.
Yeah. Let me try again.
Or he's pissed that you yelled at his friend. He's been listening and you yelled at his friend, and he's not coming out.
I'm not yelling at his friend. I won't even yell at his friend because his
No.
friend insulted me.
No.
I will not,
I'm dying to find out what this is all about.
I will not yell at his friend then. I will not do that.
Hey,
It went right to voicemail again.
His phone may have died.
Well, tell him to get another phone and call us.
Does it have a battery pack?
Let me call his other number.
What is his other number?
He's got 2 numbers. He's very important.
Yeah, no, but that's like his office.
Yeah, so what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he's a
his-
top producer. They could let him do a couple calls.
You don't have a battery pack one? Who goes out without a battery pack for their phone? Come on, Peter, you're better than that.
Oh wait, there's another. Yeah, here's try this second number right here.
Okay. The second
8
number.
6 7 5.
Which one?
3.
Where's the second?
0,
Oh, that
9.
one down there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hang on. This is great podcasting.
Yeah.
right here. This is great.
It's tremendous.
This is one. This is me.
Get ready for another insult, Billy. Your call is being transferred. Gosh, if the Bills have a trade, I hope their phones are all charged.
Paula Espanol.
Wait, it's the same one. It's the same one.
You're useless, Dan.
Then try the other one. Did you call the 770 number?
No.
You call the 754 number.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try the 770 number. Oh, I thought because here, try the top number then.
Good Lord.
770. I didn't realize which number you were calling. I apologize.
At this point, just pick a phone booth and we'll call that and see what the draft coverage is.
This is where I have to go through and edit for the audio version.
I'm going to have to play Lose Yourself.
And we got a new song for Bill to play tonight.
I have it. I have not listened to it on purpose.
It's your anthem, your summer anthem.
All right, he's unavailable.
Yeah, sounds.
thank you for calling the Hartford. You've reached the cell.
Yeah, he's not there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, what happened?
I don't know. His just phone must have just died, literally.
If you hadn't taken that piss, Dan, we could have talked to Peter.
Yep.
It's all your fault.
There it is.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, way to go, Dan.
Yeah, life sucks and then you die.
Danny. What are we
Well,
gonna do?
okay, well, if you guys want to make fun of me
you've
being
already ruined his weekend.
What do you mean I already ruined his week?
Clearly, he's already angry about everything.
No, he's not.
Okay, I'm not like you.
No, wait.
I don't take stuff personally
I
like
think
that.
you
okay?
do a little bit.
I really don't. I'm not
think a little
sensitive.
bit you do.
I don't care. This is all
Yes.
entertainment and fun.
All right. Well, I was hurt by something today.
I don't take anything you say
I wanna
personally,
find out.
Dan.
Can we-
Okay. Bust your
Take a
balls.
guess.
Okay,
What do you
take
think it is? What do you think it is?
I was wondering this on my way home last night. I go, did I accidentally call Sheriff Baxter, Chief Baxter,
No.
at a bad habit?
No.
I actually thought about that for like a good 2 minutes. Like, did I address him? Because, like, you look at him, he's a man of great stature.
sure
you
he
know?
doesn't care?
He's a guy who I think should be king of Monroe County. I thought I accidentally called him chief from his days in Greece.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you think it is?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did I insult? Why would I insult the great Bill Moran? What did I say?
Go to your podcastitutional amendments.
Okay.
Pull up your podcast. These are Danny's podcastitutional amendments. that
Oh,
he-
okay.
His Bill Maher
All right.
thing.
It's a great show.
And read your first podcastitutional amendment.
Okay. Hang on.
I go, this is actually insulting.
Okay.
I want you to read this. Read it
Out loud.
Read it out loud. Your
Let me-
podcastitutional amendment.
I have to go. Hey, Bill, here's some show stuff for you.
No, just go read the podcast.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good discussion about this one.
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Constitutional Amendment. Anyone in Rochester who said the eclipse was, quote, awesome is a liar and shouldn't be trusted with. The truth was that obvious. It was a once-in-a-lifetime disappointment. It was okay to say so. Yes. You thought it was awesome?
Yes,
Yeah, it was.
I spent days talking about how I found
changed
it.
his life.
I found it to be. It made me think and made me.
Oh, I'm talking about the actual
So am I.
event.
I thought
So
it was
am I.
freaking cool.
I thought it was.
You
cool.
thought it was cool that the lights went out for like 3 minutes and then it went back to gray skies? I
And
thought
like in a matter of like 4 minutes, it went from daylight
So when
to
I
dark.
read that, I go, hang
cool.
on a second. I go, is this Danny trying to take a shot at me? Because I did. I spent like 3 or 4 days occasionally bringing up the fact that it actually made me think. I will tell you, you can go look. It's a very deep philosophical question that people have debated for many, many, many years. And even today, modern philosophers are going, did God create everything, or is God part of the creation?
Oh, I remember that whole discussion.
Okay.
We had a good discussion about it.
But what I'm saying is, so that was all because here was the thing with the eclipse. Whether the clouds were there or not, it didn't matter. It was happening. We didn't have anything to do with it. It was a pretty cool thing. And what it made me realize is there's a greater force at work here. And all the silly shit that we do, like getting stressed out about the draft and what the guys in WGR are getting right or not getting right, and how pissed off you are that they're not correcting themselves and saying this other stuff. That was my thing. Is I go, this really just kind of showed you that that everything you need is here already. Like you're not taking anything with you. And I believe that God is part of the creation because it's ever evolving. We're not coming here and starting over. We now have AI. So whatever baby's born today grows up in a world with AI, right? Go and talk to your niece. You've got a 2-year-old nephew, Bam Bam, who's running around punching people in the dick or something, right? Find him when he's 22 years old, and he's going to have a whole different world than you did. But that's evolution. So we're ever evolving. We're ever changing.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, so when I see this, my thing is I go, okay, you're a non-thinking house ape,
Okay.
you mouth breather. But,
I appreciate that.
But
Thank you.
I just, now I think you're being funny, and I think there were a lot of people who thought, well, it was a disappointment. Well, you didn't get to see the sun blocked out, but it did get really dark. We did get to see the ellipses through the clouds. I get the thing, but to me, it was more profound than that.
Okay, so you gave a great explanation as to why you believe this was awesome. Okay. That I'm cool with. Now, I sat through this because I sat down and listened to you talk about it. I'm talking about the actual physical event itself, the 3 minutes of cloud cover, followed by darkness and back to cloud cover, okay? My point was, it's not to look at it like from a pessimistic point of view, but it felt like, typical Rochester where people are like, oh man, to watch the eclipse in our own backyard, we had to go to Cleveland, and people felt disappointed, and it's okay to say that. And so there were people actually who were on the radio and in media in Rochester said, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the philosophy of nature and life.
That was for the whole thing.
I'm talking the actual event, Billy. That was awesome. Like, okay, why? It was just cool. Why? And they couldn't give you what you just gave.
All right.
That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about the actual
3,000 people that all never had anything
what,
negative to say.
Oh, here's Peter. Hang on. Well, hold that thought.
Okay.
Peter Montemurno is on the phone from the draft. Peter, you just saved Danny. Boy, hang on. Peter is not connected.
Did we lose Peter?
No, we did not. Peter,
Man, I tell you,
Peter, you just saved Danny. I'm sorry. You're now on.
Save me from what?
We were beating Danny up. We've been picking on Danny.
You weren't beating Danny
boy.
up. You were beating Danny up.
I was beating Danny
Oh,
up.
you're going to back out of that
I
one?
was picking on Danny. Danny was getting upset about past drafts that guys have not come back and said, I got it wrong.
Right, Peter? They don't want to own it.
Always. You got to own it.
You gotta own it.
All
gotta
right,
own it.
fine.
Yeah.
Own it.
That's okay.
Dan's like a woman
But
bringing shit up 10 years later. Remember that one time?
We're not going to know. We're not going to know how good this draft was for 3 years. People got to remember that.
Yes.
3 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But it is, you know what, Peter? Kevin made a good point. It is a little bit like a woman to bring something up from 5 years ago.
Oh, baby.
Hey, say you didn't correct this. So, Peter, you got to tell us what the vibe is like.
I am in the middle of a sea of people in downtown Detroit. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's fans from the whole entire country with all their garb on. I see Dolphins. I see Bengals. I see Chiefs, unfortunately. Tons of Lions fans. Tons of Bills fans that drove in from Western New York. It's insanity. My in-laws are here, and they're downtown with me. They've never seen downtown Detroit like this.
If only they had the clips going on, too.
Oh, they live in Detroit, Peter, or do they live in a suburb? Yeah, because they're Lions fans, correct?
You mean safe?
Yeah, my father-in-law lives on 8 Mile, so he's downtown.
Okay.
But, yeah, my sister-in-law's downtown, and my brother-in-law's downtown, so they're all downtown. It's crazy right now.
Wow.
I've never experienced anything like it.
That is, it's amazing because we talked to Tim Graham last night from The Athletic, and Tim told us that if this was an actual sport, it would be the third largest. I think it would be, what did he say, football, Major League Baseball, and maybe this?
Yes.
Over the NBA, even in terms of popularity?
He said the NBA Finals, I think. And
this. As a sport,
yes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The amount of attention.
An hour ago, Bill, they shut down the gates. They're not letting any more people in. And there's thousands of people outside the gate that can't get in. Wow. It's insane.
Biden, take note.
What? I've never seen anything like
Biden, take note.
Tanny's all fired up on everything today. No,
I have a prediction.
I gotta go.
Please.
You got a prediction. What is it?
I got a prediction. I believe that the Bills are going to trade for Ayuk, and they're going to give up their 28th pick for Ayuk.
I've heard that too.
That's my prediction.
Okay, that's a great prediction. I have heard people say that too, and I think last night Tim Graham said that's one he would be okay with. He wasn't okay on the T. Higgins, but he liked the Ayuk one better.
I love Ayuk. I just love just how big he is. He can stretch the field, and the fact is, you can't trade a yes for a maybe. I mean, meaning, I think because of Josh Allen, you need a veteran. You need a guy who's proven in the NFL all of his talent that is coming out of college. They're amazing, but they're amazing in college. And it's a different world in the NFL, and you got to get a guy next to Josh Allen that's going to be a true wide receiver one. You trade a yes for a maybe. I don't want to do that. We'll get enough. There's someone we can get in the second or third round, but I want to go after Ayuk for that true number one.
So there has been talk of this. Ayuk is a 49er, and he would be coming from the NFC to the AFC, but I think that I don't know if the defenses are any better anywhere in the NFL. Sometimes we look at the offenses and the quarterbacks and say they're better in the AFC than they are in the NFC, but I'm not so sure about the defenses. However, with that, how many picks do the Bills have? Like 12?
Right now they have 10 picks.
10 picks. Okay, so that's
they had 11, and one of them had to go to Houston with Stephon Diggs.
Right, but I mean that's a lot of picks in the later rounds. Most of them are. They don't have any picks, Peter, in the third round, do they?
No third.
I don't believe no.
Okay.
No third. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So later rounds. I mean, look, who's to say you're not going to find a gem in the rough somewhere? Right. I mean, right now they're 28 and 60. So where does 60? 60 puts you in day 2, Friday. That's a Friday pick, right?
Yeah, it's the second round.
Yep. And I'll be back down here tomorrow too. This is going to be. I am just stunned by everything I'm looking at. I've never seen anything like it.
So when you say you're stunned at everything you're looking at, the sea of people, the amount of interest this has generated,
it's like the entire NFL world is here. The entire NFL world is here. The fans, and that's the thing that I am struck by. Just all the different fans from Miami, Cincinnati, everywhere. Yeah. They're all over. It's a sea of people with different NFL gear on. It's crazy, absolutely crazy.
Will you
Something to experience.
Will you be? Where are they doing this? Inside the dome tonight?
No, it's outside. That's another thing. I'm freezing right now.
Okay.
No, it's going to be outside in a quad here. It's called. I can't remember the name of it, to be honest with you, but it's right outside in the quad area, open area. They got serving drinks. They got food. It's beyond.
So. Okay, and so that's where they're going to do the pick. You're going to be basically there to hear the pick. Caleb Williams, you believe, will be the number 1 pick?
No, I don't.
You
I don't know why I don't. I don't know why I don't.
See, this is this is the part I like, because even if you get it wrong, so what?
Right. Yeah.
Or the first pick, Peter Montemurno got it wrong.
And this has nothing to do with I don't know, because I know Ryan Poles' father. He coached me in college. I talked to Coach Poles yesterday. Just wish Ryan luck. Give him my best. That's it. Tried to get a little information, but it's not going to happen.
Right. Ryan Poles, by the way.
But I don't see Caleb. This is Ryan's job. This is Ryan's job. This pick, his job's on the line. And I don't think Caleb is that generational talent that you passed on Justin Fields, and he was starting to get it. He's starting to understand it. He's starting to pass. He went from 3 wins to 7 wins, and who knows what it could have been next year. So he traded a yes for a maybe. So we'll see. Right
now, I dislike you and Danny very much, because you're getting my interest in the draft up, and I was kind of happy that I didn't have a lot of interest. But I want people to remember, when he's saying Poles, Ryan Poles is from Canandaigua. His dad was a coach. Ryan Poles is now the general manager of the Chicago Bears. And Danny and I were saying, I can't think of a great quarterback that they ever had. At least the Bills have had 2 we can think of for sure.
You have to go back to like Sid Luckman.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. No, I know.
Yeah, you're right. The Bears have Rex Grossman. He went to the Super Bowl, but it really wasn't because of him.
No. I mean,
that was really.
You could say the same thing with, what's his name? McMahon.
Jim McMahon. Jim McMahon was actually a pretty good quarterback until he got hurt.
It was okay, but it was the defense that got him.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That was
it's 46.
Yeah. So you're not, even there. So I don't think they've had a great quarterback. So so if they don't take Caleb Williams, who do you think the Chicago Bears would take?
May.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you'd say Jalen Daniels.
I mean, another thing with Jalen Daniels, the guy's like, I think 28. I don't know. He's older, right? He's older, and I don't particularly like him that much as an NFL quarterback. That's just me. I mean, there's people in the NFL that have more knowledge than I do, clearly. But it just, when I look at the mechanics,
not
and I look
according
at the footwork,
to Danny, they get it wrong.
He's great. He's dynamic, but I don't know. I don't see it. I see May as a constant. I see May as a pocket guy that could really grow with that organization. So that's just my opinion. That it's only an opinion. I have no science behind that.
No, but that's the fun of this, and it's like it's a kind of a crapshoot, and sometimes they pay off big, and sometimes they don't. I think it's a lot of pressure on these guys, but they're sort of used to it. I would assume they've all played in big programs in front of huge, I would say fevered fans, maybe even more so than the NFL at times at the collegiate level, right? You see these stadiums with hundreds of thousands. They're not that big in the NFL. So, so I think that's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're there. It sounds like you've...
I'll send you some pics. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, send us some pictures.
For sure.
That would be great.
I will.
You're going to announce the pick tomorrow on round 2 for the Bills? You're going to get up there and
I'm picking round 2. Yeah, I'm going to announce for you guys.
Your wife's going to do the lines?
Actually, I thought Connors was going to be here announcing. That's what the rumor is.
We all thought that, to be honest with you. We really did. He's been texting us about meeting him at a bar to come watch the rest of the draft tonight.
He's going to announce all the picks from there.
Very nice.
All right.
Well, all right, guys. Have a great time.
You too, Peter, and enjoy.
All right.
Stay safe. So his wife's family lives in downtown Detroit.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a whole renaissance. I don't know much about Detroit. I really don't. But I love hearing that a city with a history, right? All the auto stuff. It sounds like if they're living there, it's got to be pretty nice and going in the right direction.
Hopefully, yeah.
Do you know his wife?
No, I don't. I never met her.
So you're not that close of friends. This is all bullshit.
Well, no. So no,
Danny's her hall pass.
I just love busting Dan's balls tonight. I don't know why. It's not fun.
And I'm going to see Peter's Brandon Ayuk, and I'm going to raise it and say it's going to be Debo and not Brandon Ayuk.
Debo Samuel?
Yep.
Okay.
Going to the Bills?
Yep.
Another 49er.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
why do you say Debo?
Why are these guys? A whole bunch of things in the last little couple hours.
Danny, why? Tell me, because I don't know, and I haven't paid attention much, but I would be more interested. I do agree with everybody who says a veteran who can jump in and go right away, much like Diggs did when he came from the Vikings, and find somebody maybe in the second or third round, who can stretch the field later on and really kind of get up to. There is a jump.
That's what they think Mac Hollins is supposed to do.
So tell me about this, but like with Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel, I didn't know these guys were even up for.
So the Niners have a lot. They call them the Avengers for a reason, okay? Because if any one of these, they have like 7 or 8 stars on the offense and defense. But if any of them go missing, all of a sudden the 49ers become half of what they are. Like they lose all their superpowers. It's like Captain Planet, right? And so like what happens is with Ayuk, last year there was a contract, they had a contract renegotiation or whatever, a battle because they wanted him to play running back and receiver, and you don't make as much money as a running back. And they made the argument that you could pay him as a running back instead of paying him as a receiver because he took so many snaps behind center. He's like, I don't want to be a running back. I want to be a receiver. Receivers make more money. Oh, by the way, running backs get hurt, their value decreases, and then they're one contracted done, right? And so with Ayuk, with the Bills, he'd just be a receiver, right? Or any team that would get him. He'd be a receiver. The other thing, too, is the Niners are in a similar situation what the Bills found themselves in when they had to release all those players earlier this year. With all those, quote, Avengers, you can only pay so many of them. Well, they got to pay Trent Williams, a left tackle. He's arguably the best player in the league as far as, like, positions go. Just pure talent. He might be the best player in the league. At least he was a couple of years ago. So you got to pay him to protect Brock Purdy. Yeah. And Brock Purdy's running that offense. Okay, so now you got to nip tuck where you're going to, you know, you got the boat. You got Nick Bosa.
Man, could you imagine being a GM of a team? Honestly, when you think about it, I mean, all the intricacies that go on in this.
But you're lucky that you've got your starting quarterback on a 7th round deal for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah, that is.
Or 2 seasons.
2 seasons?
2 seasons, because he wasn't a first rounder, so you only get 4 years out of him. You don't get that 5th year. So they got to come up for him early.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
So they may come in the 3rd year, but that doesn't mean they're going to pay him. That just means it would take over.
They're gonna have to. I mean, they could franchise him, obviously. Yeah. But I mean, if you franchise him, you're gonna be paying him like $50 million for 1 season.
This is interesting. Now, obviously, most people will be listening to this podcast after most of this would be done.
Yes.
Right. But I think that the thought behind it, hearing what you're saying behind it, and even Kevin with some of the
and I'll own it Sunday when Debo's
no, but I think it's interesting, and I think it's interesting to hear the thought process even after whatever is fact, right? We know what did happen, but and then maybe let's say one of these guys do go, and here's why. Here's why. I think that's I like it.
Yeah,
good stuff, Danny.
It's gonna be fun.
We'll
Can
take
we go back to like.
No, we're gonna take a moment and come back.
All right. Okay.
We're gonna come back.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna play a song that Kevin wants to dump on me about. He thinks
it's gonna be his summer anthem.
It's my summer anthem, and I have not listened to it on purpose.
I know.
I thought it would be first listen here, but I have it all pulled up and ready to go. We will get to all that.
It's a Kid Rock.
Close. Next.